Alright. Okay, maybe 84th time's the charm. Oh, hey there, friends! It's been over a month since the Elden Ring DLC came out, and therefore, I don't feel bad about spoilers. I'll disclaimer now, there'll be spoilers in this video. If you haven't beaten the DLC, put this in your favorites, then come back when you're done. If you already beat the DLC, or you don't care about spoilers, welcome! I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and today we're going to be making one of the old and new favorites in one, RADAHN. RADAHN is in the base game and comes back in the new games in slightly different ways, and so we're going to be building one version that can accommodate both. Not only that, but we're also going to be making a little bit of scenery, something for our fellow Tarnished, and we're going back and fixing some of the things I got wrong with my first iteration. Alright, let's get to it! Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, as we're on our way to 70k. Back to it. Fixing
Mesmer the Impaler.
Now, I made Mesmer before the DLC actually came out, so I didn't quite know what his whole deal was, and I ended up with something like this. Now, if you've played the game, you know this general region is wrong. It's because Mesmer only has one eye. Did I know that from the trailers? No. Could I have like zoomed in and really enhanced and noticed there's just a shadow over his eye? Probably. Was it an honest mistake? Yeah, I'd say so since I made it and I didn't mean to make it. But we're gonna fix it. So I loaded up his old face into my editor, and just like Mother America taught us, I plucked out one eye. And then I added some red just to help it stand out a little in his gray flesh. After some detail work, I printed his face onto a water slide decal, then I got rid of his old face, and put on the new one. And there we go. He's got a brand new outlook on life. Oh, and I gave him a frown. And there you have it. We've updated and fixed our Mesmer. He is now game accurate. And as long as he doesn't lose his other eye, I think we'll be... No. I'm keeping the one-eyed version. Now, I suppose you're wondering what happened to Jeremy, the furnace golem, and he died. What I mean by that is I ordered a bunch of lights that were super ultra bright LED flickering flame effects, and I thought, yes! And it told me to get here in 10 days, and then it came in like 40 days, and then I turned them on and they sucked. So, we're moving on. Poor Jeremy.
Making RADAHN.
Now, RADAHN was a really fun challenge, mostly because of his size. He's approximately 25 feet tall, and he rides an average size horse. That's his real name. That's what he's named in the game. That's not me. That's the game. I thought of custom molding heads, custom molding helmets, things like that. But how custom is too custom, and then I decided it would be much more fun to recall this one and build him entirely by brick. Now, as I was building him, I ran into two problems. One being the fact that I don't have infinite pieces, and I had to make do with what I had. For instance, even for a basic foot, I had to use two 1x2 plates on the back because I didn't have any 2x2 plates in dark brown. So just keep that in mind as you watch the build. The second problem was form versus function. LEGO usually takes a function-forward approach, making their figures sturdy, but sacrificing mobility and aesthetics in the process. I wanted mine to look nice and be posable, but that meant I had to sacrifice some stability. It's important to note that for all of the joints, I did test multiple piece connections in order to get the best strength. Each piece is slightly different, and two pieces that look exactly the same can have different wear and tear. I did try to give him the strongest joints I can. For instance, I was able to squeeze large Technic joints into his torso. Now, true fans will know that if he's brick built, he's getting a booty. So here it is. Nice! We've made his legs And for the sake of time, we've got his upper torso, arms, and head. Honestly, I impressed myself with this head. I mean, look how great it turned out. He's got his hairdo, he's got his mask, he's got the horns on the side. He has everything but an actual face, which we're going to design now. I used Metalbeard as a reference for his scowl, but RADAHN's face is pretty simple. Rotting teeth, rotting skin, golden eyes, angry eyebrows. Let's print it and put it on a tile. RADAHN's looking great, but his armor needs some lions. Is that even a lion? Luckily, LEGO's designed a lot of lion prints, so we could just borrow from them to help keep the LEGO look. Tiles. Prints. Beauty. He needs his cape. Making capes with Andrew. LEGO has never revealed exactly how they make capes. The best description we've got is acrylic-coated fabric. But if you look here, I've got fabric, Mod Podge, and clean water in a dirty cup. You think if I combine the three, we'd get something similar? Let's find out. Looks terrible, but let's wait till it's dry. That actually kind of worked. It's not bad. It's a little shiny on one side. I definitely put too much Mod Podge on there, but in the future, I think this... We'll have to see what it looks like when it's cut, honestly. Moment of truth. Will we get a clean cut without any frays? Let's see. Great Scott, it's perfect. Not a single loose thread. Well, I can make capes now. Yay! Now he just needs some cool swords.
Perfection.
Wait, hold on, I got this. We could use a Thestral as Leonard. Now I just have to squeeze him on. It's so dumb, I love it. So this is him, RADAHN the Star Scourge. Too big to accurately fit on my backdrop, but he's perfect. I'm almost tempted to see if I could print a water slide decal on his cape. But that would take up a full sheet. And so there you have it. There is RADAHN Star Scourge, but we're not stopping there because keen-eyed viewers probably noticed from the first step, RADAHN Star Scourge doesn't even have feet. That's a long story. If you don't play the games, I'm not going to explain that one to you. But he has no feet and he rides a tiny horse. And you probably noticed that his sword's different because we were actually preparing for RADAHN, consort of Miquella. He'll need 3 things. 1, a new face. 2, a skirt. And 3, lots and lots of horns. Now that's the consort I know. 0 complaints. 0 complaints. Except how hard he is to beat. Now whenever LEGO makes a large buildable figure, they usually make one little tiny set piece to go with it. And so, straight from the DLC, I think one of the most iconic set pieces is the Crosses of Miquella. And, I mean, how hard can it be? It was very hard. The crosses are always slightly tilted, and this was the secret key to make that happen. Now all I did was build a rock base around that, and then stuck in a golden rod. I'm not gonna lie to you, this took about 50 iterations to make, but here we go. Here's the full thing, and here's it next to RADAHN. That's like a really accurate size comparison. But he passed out from fright. Is it perfect? No. Does it look decent? Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't have shown it to you if I didn't think it was good enough for me to show to you. So I showed it to you. Good. Okay, we have RADAHN Consort. We have the Miquella's Cross. We've got to have a Tarnished to battle him.
Making the Tarnished.
This was our Tarnished from last time, who was based off the Prisoner class, but his helmet just isn't good enough, so instead, I got this one. And by got, I mean I sculpted it based off the diving helmet piece. I also printed it with new resin that's supposed to be more flexible. It looks like Malk.
Give him the mulch, Josh!
I painted it a dirty metal color, and it fits perfectly. He looks ridiculous. I love it. But that sword's a no-go. In fact, if you're gonna fight the new final boss, you should probably use the corpse of the old final boss.
The Sacred Relic Sword.
Now we're gonna have to sculpt the Sacred Relic Sword, and to do that, we'll have to begin by destroying the Cursed Cube.
Curse you!
Cube. Be gone! And then after that, it's honestly pretty easy. You just get a model of the Sacred Relic Sword, and you gotta make sure none of the parts are too small where they'll break. Let's print it. Now, as soon as we give this the most beautiful paint job you've ever seen, we will be ready for the final look.
I'm out of here.
Now, if you've played the game, you probably realize that while you fight RADAHN as the final boss, he's not the big bad. Mikola is. So, you probably realized that he's not here. I didn't make him. And that's because I ran into a problem I need your help with. How do I make his hair? It comes out of his head, and then it's basically like a new cape for RADAHN. Like, how do I make one little figure with all that hair? I'm tempted just to make one little figure and then a cape piece for RADAHN. So, before you go, here's the 3 things I want to know. Let me know in the comments. 1, how you think I should cover Mikola. 2, what other Elden Ring characters you want to see, either from the DLC or the base game. My vote's Ronnie or Melania. And 3, what Elden Ring weapon would you like to see in Lego form? Alright, as always, I've been Andrew, you've been watching the Scrap Box. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the bell, you know, all the stuff the algorithm likes. Don't forget that currently you can't pause your game, so if you left it behind, you're probably dead. Go get your runes. Alright, bye.